what are some of the most notable NIL deals that you've seen recently for female athletes?
I think the most interesting thing for me about the NIL deals for women specifically are just the fact that a lot of these major brands entered the NIL space betting on women. So the first Nike deal was with Rylan Turner, who is a UCLA women's soccer player. The first Nike deal for a high school athlete was with 2 women soccer players. Same thing for brand Jordan. They invested with women first, college, high school, Adidas. The list goes on. And I think the fact that these major brands that are endemic to sports decided to work with women athletes and not the quarterbacks of, the major football programs is a testament to just how they see the industry going. But a lot of the other interesting things about some of these deals is that women are often thinking about what's next. So you'll see deals that have a lot of equity for women for a lot of the, non-Nike, none of those brands, but you'll see a lot of equity. What are the other things that I can learn from these opportunities working for these brands? So it could be with a real estate company and they get an internship, or there's charitable components in there. Paige Becker's just set up a free grocery store in her hometown. And so things like that, I think we're seeing a lot from the women, and not just the women, but NIL athletes in general, but a lot of women, that's like part of their platform.
Yeah.
But don't you think, this is a genuine curiosity. I also feel like, don't you think the men in a way are more expensive? And so it's easier in different ways to sort of get multiple females and have more traction and get a lot of attention that way, instead of, okay, you have this whatever big basketball or football male player and Nike goes, okay, well, we don't have to throw quite the same dollars. And this is I'm just curious. And I know women, we buy. I know we're the consumers. I have 3 daughters. I know. But I'm just also curious because we know that companies, as much as everyone's like, oh, they're in it for their bottom line and how that it's going to help their brand, I think, from what I've seen. And I just wonder also, what is their genuine thinking behind some of that too? If it's easier I'm just curious because you deal with all of this. If you know what I mean? Because if you have okay, the number 1 running back or the number 1 quarterback, he has people in his ear. They have long term. They're in a 2-year, 4-year, whatever plan. I just wonder if they go, oh, she's going to get a lot of attention, and it might also be easier for us. I don't know.
For our clients, no, because we demand that that they're getting paid, what we know that the men are getting paid. We see it on both sides. And I would hope that the women who can attract these large national brands have representatives that are, forcing the brands to really pay equitably. I don't know, what the LSU quarterback is going to get for a deal, but I would hope that if it's the same company, that somebody is fighting for women to get the same.
Are you seeing that, and maybe this is just everybody has one, but are you seeing that the women who are getting these national scale NIL deals, that they have their digital assets built up, like they have their following before they get the NIL deal? Or is it sometimes, or do they go after a player they think has a platform in a more traditional context and then help them build it up?
It's both. So one of our clients, Kiki Rice, who is a UCLA basketball player, she is finishing her freshman year. She didn't have a huge social platform. She wasn't like a Paige Becker's or one of the Kevin, but that wasn't her. But yet she's the first brand Jordan athlete. So I think brands can see that if we work with her, if we develop or work with this athlete to develop a platform, we know that there will be one. But a lot of them are looking at what is already there because they are not thinking about the time and the investment that, you're going to have to put into something like that.
Yeah.
Many of these female athletes that are getting the top deals already have, 11 million followers across multiple platforms, whereas the men don't quite hit that benchmark.